Hey guys, I'm here with Mike DeVella, who is our partner, our account executive at Homeward. And we heard about Homeward from Brian Gubernick, and they've been in business, what, 2 years now about?
Yep, a little over 2 years.
2 years, okay. And we heard the buzz about it, but I never really understood it. I didn't quite get what it was, and inundated with all the iBuyer stuff. Oh, we got to get an offer from OfferPad. We got to get an offer from our open door. See, my brain does not work. Good thing this is only for the team. Okay. And we got to get with our investors. We got to find a way to solve a problem. And there's two big problems that we run into that Homeward has found, I believe, a really good solution for. The first is we have a seller or we have a client. We go, hey, they really would like to move, but they're unwilling to sell their house until they buy their next house. Okay. And they go, I got to find my new home before I sell my home. And then we ask that question, well, do you need to sell your home to be able to purchase the home? They go, oh yeah, but I got great credit. It's going to be fine. Well, we know what that feels like, because all of a sudden we're dealing with, first off, we got to convince the seller that, oh, trust me, we're going to sell the house. Or maybe we're under contract. Trust me, it's not going to fall out of escrow. Okay. And that right there, if I'm in a competitive situation, I'm going up a cash buyer, someone who's coming in and buying their home with cash, I'm already 2 steps down. And what are we going to do to make it better? So then we have to really get aggressive. We have to give up due diligence. We got to give up appraisal waivers. We got to give up almost the whole farm. We got to give away to be able to get it. And then it's the pressure is super intense. What Homeward is bringing, okay, is a solution. And is it free? No. Is it super expensive? No. Okay. So Mike, help me out. I'm a seller. I want to sell my house, and I don't want to get ripped off. I don't trust anybody, but I want to be able to buy a house. And you're gonna do what? You're gonna go out and buy it for me?
Yep, exactly right, Carl. So yeah, basically what we'll do is any of those sellers that are a little bit wary of selling or going out and buying before they sell the existing home, since we want to be able to offer them that solution so that they're not in a situation where they need to move into an Airbnb, move multiple times, that kind of thing. So what we're going to do, we're going to approve them right off the bat. We're going to make sure that their financial profile is very, tight knit. Everything is set up for success so that from there, once we approve them, they either have the option to use our lender in-house, Homeward Mortgage, or if they want to partner with a lender they're already pre-approved to use, they can move forward, upgrade to a cash offer with us, and then go out and shop for homes. They'll know exactly what they're pre-approved to go out and spend using our cash, purchase that new home. As soon as we close on that new home for them, we can close on that new home actually in 21 days. Or whatever makes the most sense in that scenario. But from there, they get to move into that new home when we close it for them, and then worry about you guys listing, guiding them through the sale of their existing home. Keep it stage it, keep it vacant, whatever you guys need to do to get full market value. But at the end of the day, they have that luxury of being able to already be in that new home, then turn around, worry about selling their existing home. Once that existing home sells, they get to buy it back from us, and the transaction's complete.
Wow. And I was like, sure. You're just going to find, there's another way for you to stick it to my client. But as we dig into it, I think about the holding costs, or how much money are you really going to make, right? What are you going to, I got to buy it for what? I mean, 10% more, what's the number? Because I'm thinking about an investor, right? Or how are they going to make money? But remember, they're a lender. They really are looking for that loan, okay? And this is a piece of the transaction. And they did the due diligence that we need to do for our buyers anyway. If we're doing our jobs, we got to fully vet them. We got to make sure they're fully qualified. We got to make sure that they've got the ability to buy the house. And then when they close and they can move into this home, the fee, stop me if I'm wrong here, okay? But there's 2 parts to this. There's one, I'm moving into Homeward's home because I don't own it yet. I have a right to buy it, but I got to sell my house first, right? So I move into it, and there's holding costs, or we can call it rental. Okay, I'm going to go rent something, but you're renting the home that you're going to be living in anyway. It's like a very, I can think of it like a short-term Airbnb lease purchase, right? And the fee for that is to rent it is how much am I paying in rent?
You got it. So it's a prorated rental period from the day we close on that new home for your client until they're able to buy it back from us after they sell their existing home and secure their mortgage.
Wow.
So in this case, it's to figure out what the rental charge would be. It's fully dependent on however long it takes,
Right.
but you would multiply 0.0072 times the new home sales price, whatever we purchased that new home for them at. And that would get you the monthly cost. And that's for homes under $1 million. It's a little bit different of a mathematical equation for those homes that are over $1 million. We would multiply 0.0055. But at the end of the day, let's say it's a $500,000 home, Karl.
Right.
Multiply that 0.0072 times the $500,000 home, and you're getting about $3,600 in that case. But
you
again,
did exactly 36. I just did it, so it's fantastic.
Right.
But assuming, hey, maybe I'm only in there 10 days, right? Who
Right.
knows how you manage it? And so you do a per diem, right? So divided by 31.
Yep.
Is this $116 a day?
Exactly right.
I mean, that's reasonable, and it's in the home that you're going to be living in forever anyway, right? So that I go, okay, you check the box on that. I'm like, well, that's great. Okay, wait, how are you going to stick it to me? Okay, as you're going to sell it back to me? Okay, lay it on me. How bad is it? How much money am I really spending to buy this house back from you after you bought it with cash, held it, did all that? How much is it going to cost?
So the other cost associated is our convenience fee, which is essentially the cost to buying before you sell and upgrading to a cash offer in this market. And it's going to be in Arizona a 1.9% convenience fee. And that 1.9% is whatever the sales price of the home would be. So again, let's use that $500,000 price point as another example. Multiply that by the 0.019 to get the 1.9%. You're looking at $9,500. And that client, whoever would be purchasing that home, can either pay that off in the form of a lump sum when they purchase the home back from Homeward, or what most of our clients do, Karl, is they'll roll that into their mortgage. So they can finance that convenience fee as well. And then it gets a little bit better than that. Obviously, like I mentioned earlier on, we do fully approve your clients to move forward and partner with us on the mortgage side to use Homeward Mortgage. So if they choose to use Homeward Mortgage, we can incentivize that convenience fee, credit back 0.5% of that 1.9 as a lender credit when they close with us. So instead of 1.9, they're going to be paying 1.4. And going back to that example, $500,000 home times 0.014 is $7,000. So they'll be saving $2,500 right there in the form of a lender credit for partnering with us.
Got it.
That being said, I do also want to mention that when partnering with our mortgage lender, I know I get a lot of questions, Karl. I'm sure this is where you were thinking about following up, that our mortgage lender may not be competitive. Want to let you guys know that we are looking to be as competitive as possible. We want to be a household name in the mortgage business. So not only are we competitive to begin with, but we also offer a best price guarantee, meaning if your client thinks that they have a better rate from another lender, they can send that loan estimate to Homeward Mortgage. Homeward Mortgage will attempt to match that price by providing another closing credit of up to 1% of that loan amount. So we're going to try to get as close to, if not match their rates, also give them that incentive towards the convenience fee on a buy before you sell transaction.
Wow. Okay. So that sounds fantastic. I mean, that covers, in other words, I'm trying to do that, and I'm doing that with an iBuyer, right? I'm going to pay little less than fair market. I'm going to get a little less than fair market value on my house, right? And I'm paying fees associated with that. When you do the math, I mean, you're looking, depending on how well you negotiate that, but you're going to be somewhere between 5 and 8%, in my opinion, maybe even up to 10%. And that still doesn't solve. Then you would also have to spend the additional post occupancy fees. The same idea, right? So this just gives you a lot more control, I feel, and it gives you the ability to make certain that you're maximizing fair market value. But let's say I do all that and I'm feeling great. I'm in my house because I'm going to sell it. And let's say there's a little bit of a shift. Let's say the market gets a little goofy. Okay. Before you do that, you've assessed the value of our home to make sure that we know what we're doing. You ask what the list price we're going to be at going, or I don't know how you must determine on the sale of our house. And what if I'm not able to sell my house? I mean, what do I have another assurance there?
So yeah, absolutely. If their existing home is in one of the markets that we operate in, so let's say that they're selling in Arizona as well, and they, right off the bat, when we get them approved, we're going to have 2 of those 4 pieces of the application process look into the home, and our valuations team is going to go do a deep dive, making sure to look at pictures. We'll offer an existing home questionnaire for them to fill out as well. Once they complete those, we're going to let them know of a floor price guarantee that we would offer to buy their home for them if that 6-month window they have to sell their existing home comes and goes and they still haven't sold it. So they're guaranteed to sell their existing home using our program when they purchase the new one on our behalf for 90 to 95% of that fair market value price that we determine upfront with them before they even go out shopping for that new home. So they'll have that 6-month window. The first 3 months, you guys will be able to list that home with them for whatever you normally would, go forward business as usual. Within that 3 months, if it hasn't sold, we'll work with you to determine a more fair market value to bring it down to. And then in that second 3 months, if it hasn't sold, then we'll buy it from your client for that 90 to 95% of the fair market value price that we determined at the beginning of the whole transaction.
Right, which is still not ideal. Okay, this is not what we want to do. We're not really selling that, but there's very few instances where you truly can go into this type of a transaction with a guaranteed assurance from a company. And then I say, oh, you're only 2 years old, and you go, wait a minute, how much money do you have? I mean, how solid are you financially? That's always like, you don't want to be betting your life on this and it's a fly by night, right? But you just got some additional funding, didn't you?
We did. Yep, absolutely. And back in April of 2021, we just received our Series B fundraise for over $371 million. So we've been able to do a ton of deals. We're able to help a bunch of clients. Our buy box for any new home that we can go out and purchase ranges anywhere between $200,000 up to $3 million. We can work with jumbo loans. We're proud to work with VA loans. Only 2 that we can't currently service with our cash upgrade program are FHA and VA loans, just because that flip rule won't let us turn those around in time. However, we work really well for your first-time home buyers on our other program, Buy with Cash, which I'm sure Karl will mention shortly. But
let's mention it right now. And this is a longer
let's do
video
it. Let's
than
do
normal.
it.
This is going to our team or people that really want to understand this, because it's not like catching, oh, Flash, talk to us. We're trying to peel back the onion here. The other thing is, I don't have a home to sell, but doggone it, I keep getting beat out by these cash buyers. It's pissing me off. My financing may not be perfect. Okay, I've got only a 640 credit score. Maybe I'm only putting 5% down, or maybe 10%, whatever. It's not perfect, right? And so I get in there and I'm not presenting myself as the strongest buyer. You have an opportunity with which I can come in and you'll do the same process, but I'm a cash buyer, right?
Exactly right. And it's pretty much the same exact start to finish process that you would go through with our Buy Before You Sell program, taking out that step of selling the existing home. So we're going to go out, make sure to approve your client for as much as they can go out and spend using our cash. Once you identify that perfect home, we can make that offer on your behalf. We'll work with you guys to determine the most that we can go out and spend for that specific client. We're going to close on that new home for them. As soon as we can close in as quickly as 14 days. They can move into that new home, make it their own, do some light renovations. And then all they need to do is secure their mortgage and buy the home back from us. So we're committed to a 30-day buyback for our buy only process. And hopefully we can get that done in a shorter fashion. All they need to do, again, secure that mortgage, buy back from us. And the fees are pretty much the same in this instance. It's a 1.9% convenience fee, and the rent is calculated just the same as the Buy Before You Sell program. Okay. However, in this case, that rent is going to be a lot shorter. On average, we're seeing about 2 to 3 weeks from the time we close on that home until the client's able to secure their mortgage. Certainly, they can do it sooner than that. We want that to be as short of a process as possible, since we're not making any money on the rent. We're just passing that cost of ownership along to the client. But they'll be able to identify what that rental process would look like on the daily basis. And then the convenience fee, if they partner with Homeward Mortgage, like I mentioned with Buy Before You Sell, we can incentivize that transaction for them in terms of the convenience fee. But in this case, if it's a buy only transaction and they don't have an existing home to sell, we can actually credit back the entire 1.9% to them as a lender credit. So if they partner with us on the buy only transaction, we can essentially wipe away that convenience fee for them if they partner with Homeward Mortgage. And we also offer that best price guarantee to get them the best rate as well.
So that it's not a shell game. You're not hiding that back into the loan. It's straight up. We want
exactly right.
Yep. Just a way for us to go and get more business. Okay. Correct. Wow. Now last question. I'm representing you. We put the deal together, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to put a cash deal together. And I go into a situation. Let's use the $500,000. Easy, because it's an easy. Okay. And I'm in a competitive situation. Mm-hmm. People like cash buyers because the financing contingency is gone, right?
Right.
Does that mean the appraisal contingency is because it just in our Arizona contract, there's no required appraisal. Okay. Do
Yep.
you guys require an appraisal? How does that work?
So we do not to buy the new home for the client. However,
Okay.
just to protect the client's investment as well as our investment, we have a dual appraisal approach. So what that means is during the due diligence period, we'll have a 5-day due diligence period in this case, and we're
Okay.
going to order a preliminary appraisal. The prelim appraisal is going to be a desktop appraisal, so it doesn't require an on-site inspection, but it's
Okay.
something that Homeward is ordering for your client. So
Got it.
that prelim appraisal will give the client a little bit more confidence to move forward in the decision to purchase that home. If they feel like it comes up short and they don't want to move forward, we'll allow them to walk away, keep their earnest money deposit, and we'll assume the risk in that case. If they decide they want to make that move forward decision, we'll have the customer's lender, whether it be us or another lender, order their final appraisal after Homeward purchases the new home and use that final appraisal for their loan approval. So there are a couple different benefits to this. One being they'll have a little bit more confidence during that due diligence period to move forward.
Okay.
Two, the final appraisal in this current market has been proving to have more recent comps in that area for reference. So we're hoping that may be able to mitigate some of those appraisal deltas.
Right.
And three, for whatever reason, if the final appraisal were to come in lower than that prelim, we'll also offer that opportunity for your clients to walk away and keep their earnest money as well. We'll continue to
Wow.
assume the risk in that area. So we really want to make sure that your clients are fully protected in this case, but want to just get them the best opportunity to feel comfortable while also being able to mitigate some of those appraisal deltas, especially in this current market.
Wow. Okay, then. Okay, that answers everything. And I guess that last thing on the appraisal, I didn't understand it. Now I do, because and then with that final appraisal, or let's say your desktop appraisal came in, just for conversation's sake, at $500,000. Okay, it was listed for 500, but we felt that the only way we're going to win this deal was to be at 525, right? So we would look at that, and let's say they had intended to put 10% down. Okay, but you had them approved, okay, where you would allow them a 5% down. Let's say we were within your lending process there. So that means that, okay, do I want to contribute that extra, because I have the cash, because I was going to put it as down payment anyway. Do I want to put that down as an additional down payment? That would still work, but the odds are, when you did the final appraisal on the buyback, it might be less of a delta, wouldn't it?
Right.
Okay. Wow. Well, this is exciting. We're going to try to incorporate this into our listing presentations. We're also going to try to incorporate, we're going to incorporate it in our listing presentations, and we're going to incorporate it into our buyer consultations. I'm assuming you're going to email me additional marketing pieces that I can use as a part of those presentations. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I will make sure to send over a couple different helpful links to get you guys started. In
Great.
addition, once you're able to, I would highly recommend going over to homeward.com. It's HOMEWARD.com. Sign up to create an agent dashboard, and that agent dashboard is going to be super helpful for you guys to use this program independently. You can get your application started for your clients, send them a quote based on what their convenience fee and rent would look like. And we have a great tab for a bunch of different marketing materials our marketing team has put together for our Homeward agents to be able to go out and utilize in their daily marketing pitches, some really great call scripts, social media templates as well. So I would definitely take advantage of those if I were you guys. It's a super great way to just engage with your sphere of influence, let them know that you can offer an upgrade to cash, and obviously protect them from those iBuyer situations as well.
Fantastic. So, and you're our guy, right? Like,
you
for
got
myself,
it. Absolutely.
for Sherry, everyone on the team, you're the guy. And when you'll interface with our lenders, or we'll do it through you. If you get us, you're going to be that first point of contact, and then you'll move us on to the Homeward lender, or whomever, however that's going to. But you're our quarterback. We just go
Correct.
to you, and Mike tells us what to do, right?
Yep. Anything top of funnel when you guys are looking to get clients started, get any questions answered. If I don't know the answer, or I can't help in a certain area, feel free to still reach out. I'm always going to be able to, pass you along to the proper person and the proper channels. So want to get you guys all set up for success and really be able to use this program proactively, because like I mentioned prior, between the two programs and our buy box, we can really help most, if not all of your clients, as long as they have a 640 credit score or higher for the most part. And if they have an existing home to sell, that it's sellable. And when it sells, they can buy the home back from us. They should be in a good spot to get approved with us. We can also work with new builds in certain situations as well. So want to make sure that you guys have these resources at your fingertips to be able to go out and use, even if it's a backup offer, to use that cash upgrade for us.
That's a big deal on new builds. I'd forgotten about that, because a lot of times the new builds like, no contingencies. We don't want that. But it's going to take them 8 months to finish, or 9 months, or 12 months, or whatever to finish. Hey,
Right.
I'm a cash buyer. Takes all that away, so you get to live in your house and do what you need to do. That's fantastic. Well,
Yep.
we're looking forward to doing business with you, buddy. And thanks
Likewise.
for all this time to educate us.
Absolutely. Appreciate you having me on, Karl. Thanks for everything. Looking forward to working with you all.
Awesome. Thank you.